What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today, a game that I wasn't surprised that we lost. I told y'all we were going to lose this game. I pretty much almost predicted the score again. I predicted 42-20, and I said that their 20-something points will be garbage time points. The score was 44-22, and again, they got it in garbage time. Dan Quinn pulls Marcus Mariota early in the game. 4 minutes left in the game. We saw Josh Johnson come in and take over, being down 22 points. They were not going to come back in this game, but they were not going to win this game anyway. Where do we start at with this? We saw Frankie Louvu get hurt. We saw Trey Amos go down. So that's another injury to contend with. And we're starting to see our entire season crumble. I had already said, let's just pack it in. Because at the end of the day, you can tell that now everybody's like superiorly, even though that's not a word, everybody's overly frustrated at this point. Fans, players, owners, teams, front office, coaches, everybody's overly frustrated, and everybody's looking to point a finger. This was just an unfortunate season. Like, I don't think that there should be any finger pointing. I don't think that nobody should be like wanting people to get fired or anything of that such nature. I don't think that this type of drastic measures, that I don't think any drastic measures need to be taken due to the fact that we're talking about a season where it just was unfortunate. Again, I know people don't want to say it, but I'll say it. The moment that the Redskins stuff started to come up, that's when everything went to hell. You're talking about we have a quarterback who's been injured 3 times to 3 different body parts. Like that, I don't know if we've ever seen that before. And sometimes when you're talking about, okay, injured one time, he injured this, then he injured this, now he injured this. I don't want him doing it. I don't want him to be injured again. Another thing, and if y'all don't believe what I'm saying about the whole trying to connect the Redskins and focusing on the fact of the colors and stuff like that didn't give us bad juju. The early sports morning guy, he does at the end of his show when he goes off at 12 o'clock, well, he goes off at 1 o'clock. He plays the Hail to the Redskins song. And since he started playing, because he wasn't playing it at first, since he started playing it, Washington has lost every game since he started playing that song. And that it's just what it is. It just is what it is. There's no way to recover this season. There's no way to get better in this season. There's nothing we can do to show any type of life because, and we know that everyone's overly frustrated just by the way Daron Payne got ejected from the game. Just how Quan Martin was responding and got his technical. Just how Javon Kinlaw got his technical. Like, there was a lot of guys that in this game could have been ejected, and they just weren't. And I just think that for what's happening now is that we're seeing that there is this insane frustration throughout the team and the organization that just didn't work. And like I said, to me, I don't care what you say, the Redskins juju was just it. The moment they connected it, it took the season downhill. Took the season completely downhill. We haven't seen our superstars in games. Like, you're talking about, what we've recognized now is that Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels is our complete offense. Our complete offense. And every time we turn around, we get another injury. I mean, nowadays, it's like getting injuries for us is like getting a penalty. Like, it's just happening. And we don't understand why it's happening. We don't know how to stop it from happening. We don't know when it's gonna end. None of that. It's just, it is what it is. I'll get into the game some. Starting out, the game started out like the Seattle game. It was just, we were just getting thrown on and everything was happening, and because we already had guys that were injured, they just couldn't keep up. The game was bad, but it could have been worse if the Lions didn't experience certain injuries. Like, they actually had injuries that happened to Penei Sewell. He got injured early. Then I think the center went out. So, I mean, it was a lot of that going on. And I think that if the Lions really wanted to murder us, they could have. And they didn't. They just didn't, because I think they were preparing themselves for the next game. So, yeah, we did not look good. You know, Joe Witt he can call all the plays that he wants. It's not going to help when you don't have the personnel out there to make a difference. There's nothing you can do when you don't have the personnel to go out there and make a difference. You can only sit up there and hope and pray that it doesn't get worse. And today it did. You're talking about, we already lost Marshawn Lattimore, and now we are talking about we've now possibly lost Trey Amos, because we don't know what's going to happen. We know it's a knee. You could see by the way he was gingerly on that thing and they helping him off. We know it's a knee, but like I said, this has been a very down season for us. Marcus Mariota didn't play bad. He really didn't play bad, but again, like, you know what, I'm gonna tell y'all what I recognize about the receivers in comparison to the guys we had last year. The guys we had last year, when Jaden would scramble, they would go find an open space on the field so Jaden can find them and throw it to him in that open space. These receivers currently, they don't go find open space. They don't do nothing. Like, they in their routes. And Debo is one of them. We saw Marcus Mariota on, I think it was like the first play where he tried to throw it deep to Zach Ertz. We saw Debo. We saw Marcus Mariota scramble out. Debo come running. He sees Marcus Mariota running, and he completely stops his route. Didn't think to say, let me turn around, let me go find an open space. Nothing. Just stop. Just completely stopped. And those type of things is what's different about what happened last year in comparison to this year. You know, Terry McLaurin is very good about when he sees a quarterback scrambling, getting open, which is why quarterbacks like Taylor Heineke loved him so much, because Terry would try his best. Oh, he's on the scramble. Let me go up the field. Let me come across the field. Let me do something. These guys, they don't do it. They don't look for the open area to be available. And that is like the hindrance to this team. And because that is such a hindrance, that's why the offense doesn't look as efficient, because you don't have the receivers that think and say, let me get to an open space when the quarterback is out the pocket or he's scrambling. Which is why Jaden is holding on to the ball so long. Because so many people want to talk bad about Jaden and him holding the ball. Well, he's holding the ball because these receivers, when they say they're not getting open, yes, they're not getting open. But guess what? They're not running to open spots to help him when he breaks the pocket and he's trying to make things happen. If you sit up there and you're a quarterback and you get out the pocket and you scramble out the pocket, and then next thing you know, you're looking down the field and these guys have stopped their routes, what do you expect? What do you expect for him to do? What do you expect for Jaden to do? Wouldn't you feel more comfortable if you had a receiver that was trying to get open even after he sat up there and showed you that, you know, your quarterback is running around, and all of a sudden your receiver sees you running around? It's like, let me run to this open zone right here. Let me run right here to this open space so he'll have a clear target right in front of him. None of our receivers are doing that. Terry's out. Alameda Zacchaeus is gone. De'Ami Brown, who was really excellent with that too, he's gone. Noah Brown has been injured the whole season. That's the difference. That's the difference. And we saw that on display in this game. These guys were not doing anything else to try to get open. And then when they finally did do it, and Marcus had to scramble and they did get open, we got a couple touchdowns. Like I said, I was one who already knew we were going to lose. I predicted the loss. I also predicted what was technically the score. I mean, I predicted 42-20. The score is 44-22. I was 2 points off in both directions. So understand that, like, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Like, I knew we were not going to win. And I'm going to be honest with you. You talking about now coming down to what? I think our last 6 games, we got the Broncos, the Vikings, the Giants. No, I think it's the Eagles, the Giants, the Eagles again, and then Dallas. Yeah, 6 games. So we're down to our last 6 games. Understand, even if we won some games, we still aren't going to make the playoffs because we've lost too many NFC games. And like I said, we still got the Vikings to play. We still got the Eagles to play. We still got the Cowboys again to play. And we got the Giants again to play. Who might by the time, because we're going on the bye after the Dolphins game. So Jackson Dart may be back by then. But for y'all who really thought that we were going to win or there was a chance for us to win, y'all haven't been looking at the games this year. Y'all haven't really seen what was going on with the team. This team has bad juju on it. And a lot of that is because everybody was desperate to connect the pass, and that right there was where we made the mistake. Well, I ain't going to say we. I never wanted it to be connected. I always wanted to be something different, which is why I was saying we are the Commanders. I wanted to stick to that. The moment you connect it, next thing you know, boom, downhill. So, on to Milan, on to the Dolphins. The Dolphins got a big win today. Like I told people before, when it comes to the Dolphins, it's not the coaching, it's Tua. Tua almost could have given up the game. He threw 2 picks in this game. And if at any point Buffalo could have did something, they probably would have won this game. That's another thing. Buffalo isn't looking that good this year. So, again, the Dolphins isn't going to be a walk in the park, especially if Tua plays better. And understand, we saw what Tua could do against us, year before. So, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I just think it's time to pack in the season. Start focusing on what can happen next year. Focus on what things need to be done. What guys we possibly need to pick in the draft coming up. what guys will be coming back. Because we got a lot of one-year contracts on the books. And that means a lot of guys are gone. I personally didn't feel Marshawn Lattimore was playing really badly. But, I mean, what are you going to do in the offseason? Because understand, he was a big player. Now you got to go out there and hope and pray you can find something like that. And to be honest, I don't think that there's a lot of guys that's coming up in free agency this year that's going to command that type of money. So, yeah. And again, you talking about Terry McLaurin. What you going to do with that? Because you done jacked it up early this year. Now you got to revisit it again. You got to revisit it coming up again this year. The running game. Chris Rodriguez is a free agent after the season. So now you got to figure out what you're going to do with that. I think McNichols is a free agent after the season. So, yeah, it's a lot going on, and it's a lot to deal with. So, y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about this game? Like, was it something where you're not you don't know how to feel, or you don't care about how you feel because you knew we were going to lose this game? How many of y'all were fully invested in the game with the hopes that you thought we were going to win? Y'all tell me in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share and everything like that, y'all, because again, it helps us. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I need y'all to help me get there. Even y'all lurkers, help me get there. Other than that, y'all, this has been your man, John Fortune, and it's been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.